let's do that. So I'm going to share a presentation. I have done a presentation for you. I'm going to put myself on the presentation. I hope you see the presentation. You see myself on it. Perfect. Presenting mode. Okay, so indeed, the three gap. So for those that are interested. So before I go into that, I would like to introduce myself for those that don't know me. And why I decided to look at the gaps is because I started my career as an engineer. And I was sales rep. So it was 2003. I was sales rep. It was at least the way I introduce myself every time someone asks me, what do you do? Yes, I am sales rep in Germany for the pharmaceutical field or the chemistry field. And I realized really years later that it was not completely true, because what I did is not only selling product in at existing client, but it was really starting a new business for a French company in a new country with a French catalog even, which is not really useful in Germany. And it was far more than just being sales rep. It was an entrepreneurial journey. It was linked with leadership as well, because at the beginning I was almost alone. After that, I had a team, and then I moved to international sales, where I have to develop the international market, not only the German one, but the international one. And the way I talk about my job was really like just I am a sales rep. But it's not true. It was far more than that. And I have seen that many of us are not really good at positioning ourselves the right way, and women especially. So we tend to diminish a little bit what we do, and it's not really helping, and it's even less helping when we work in male dominant area. So a few years ago, about 10 years ago now, I decided to completely shift my career, and then to stop being an engineer, and then to start building my own business and going into helping women to be more fulfilled and to land their dream job, whatever it is. So it might be the next step, the next level, or it can be as well, maybe a new business, maybe something completely different. So it's really depending of what you want to do. And I am doing that for almost, let's say, like full time, 7 years now. I think it's Corinne, right? Corinne is. I'm going to have Corinne mute. Where can I mute Corinne? I cannot mute Corinne. Corinne, can you mute yourself, please? Almost up. Okay. So that's me about my parcours and what I do. And what I have seen in the frustration, something we don't speak much about is the four frustration that I have seen. It's like people, so they are known for their work, but they still feel overlooked somehow. So the work is working, but every time there is a new promotion in the room, nobody really speak about that. Another thing that I have seen is that they are trusted to deliver, like it's really like delivery people. But every time, so there is like a projection upward. There again, they are not part of the journey. Some of them as well. So they are doing more. So they think something is wrong with me. Maybe I am not giving enough. So they are just giving more and more and more, but nothing changed really. So I have that a lot, like people telling me, I don't know, I have more responsibility. I have always more responsibility, but I cannot see any changes. No more stress for sure, but not even better pay check. And the last one is I have the impression that some people, even less experienced than me, order the performance is really not that good, then they move faster than me. So I don't know if you had that already, but if you had that, I would love to see that in the chat. Which one you have the impression that resonate most with you? So I know that in my case, I have seen that a lot. Like less experienced people seem that they move faster, and we don't understand why. That's not normal. So this person is not really better than me, and I don't understand why this person is on the table, and I am not there. So you can put that in the chat if it resonates with you. And I have seen that there is a reason for that. And the reason is the 3 gap. The 3G gap is the perception gap. That is the way people see us now, currently, today, nowadays. Then there is the projection gap, is how people can imagine us in the future and whether we can be in the picture of a future future leader. And the last one is the visibility gap, is whether you are seen in the right rooms, if people just think about you. And it's 3 different things. And one is linked with the other and so on. It's like really like a domino effect. It works together. And if you had already this impression, is something that yeah, Corinne, it's okay. It's something that is normal. It's not because you fabulate. It's not because it's something that exists in our system, in our socialization, and even more if you are in a male-dominant environment. In a male-dominant environment, these 3 gaps are even higher for women. They are sometimes for men too, but for women even more. And what we usually say is that, oh my God, so maybe I need to have one further certification. Maybe I need I'm not experienced enough. I need to be more experienced. Maybe I need to work more. Maybe I am not confident enough, and that's on me. It's just because I am not enough. Maybe I don't have what it takes to be a leader. So that as well, something that I hear all the time, like I should be more confident, or I don't have my, I am not legitimate to be at the table of this next level. I hear that a lot. So it's not because of you, it's because of the system. And the first thing that I want to share is the perception gap. The perception gap is how women are perceived at work until now. It's different from country to countries. There is countries that are better, countries that it's more difficult. I know that for experience that there is a huge difference between France and Germany, for instance, and that it's a little bit more complicated in Germany. The perception gap is a little bit more higher in Germany for women than in France, for instance. So what we tend to do, or how we tend to be perceived, is that we are reliable, we are collaborative, we are supportive, we are maybe strong in operational, so we really deliver. That's something that people can see, and we are perceived this way. However, we are less perceived as a strategic leader. We are less perceived as an authority person. We are less perceived as one employee that can really make a big transformation in the company. We are less perceived as a real executive leader, like at C level, for instance. That is the image that usually is around us. And it's not my perception saying that. Well, in Switzerland and in Australia compared to Germany and France, that's a good question. I do believe that in Switzerland, it's kind of the same that in Germany and in Austria too. In France, it's really normal as a woman to work and to have children and to be able to conduct everything, and nobody really would question that. In Germany, and my understanding in Switzerland and Austria too, there is this question: can you do both? And if you cannot do both, is how can I see you in the future of the company? And I have one example, for instance, is like a woman in Germany. She wanted to apply to a job 100%, and she made the interview. The interview went well, and like maybe 1 week after, she got a phone call, and they said, well, your profile is really, really interesting. However, we found another candidate. So we decided to take the other candidate for the full-time job. And during the interview, she just shared that she had 2 children. So just like, by the way, I have 2 children, really very casual. And then they told her, but your CV and your person is so interesting that we would like to have you. And we thought about a part-time job, and we thought it would be more convenient for your situation. And I was like, really? So that is really not a way to go. And I discussed that with my husband, and he was like, yeah, maybe it's true. What? So you cannot say that. And so I say, never, but never an employer would say for a guy like posting full time, saying that you have a great profile. And we thought because you have 3 children, I have 3 children, my husband then has 3 children. Because you have 3 children, you guy, we are going to give you a part-time job. Never they would have done that for a guy, and they did that for a lady. Yes, exactly. It's nuts. It's just crazy, but that's still happening, right? And if we really look at the story or the history, I mean, there is not that far away that women had to ask the authorization to work to their husband. And it's not that far away that women had to give the money to their husbands. So it's like maybe not even like maybe 50 years away, depending on the countries we are in. It's nothing really. So so that's why there is still this gap, and it's really I was the first one that I didn't want it to take that. I didn't want it to believe that. I thought it's not exist. And again, so in France we feel that really less, but it's still existing, and in France again as well. So there is like I will put that in the recording afterwards, like tomorrow when you will receive the recording. I will try to give you as well the gender equality index from 2025. And then you will see, so there is some gaps that are still very present, even in some countries where we find that it's better, like even in France, it's still not really perfect. And so the perception is still very present. And if I give you like some research, I found that really interesting, and I do believe, and I can see that it's true. Women are evaluated on proof. Women are still seen as a risk when they are taken in a company. So as a women, we need to demonstrate a bit more that we are capable. We need to prove that a little bit more than if they take us in a role. It's not a risk because we can do that. Okay, we have done that already in the past. We can do it, so they can take us. For men, it's a little bit different. So they are evaluated on potential. So they don't need to prove that much. They have the benefit of the doubt and say like, yeah, I think they have the potential. So let's try it. It's more like a chance, like more like a potential. And that is the reality. So that is for fact. And the other thing is that therefore women are seen as good team player, but not necessarily a future leader. And that's why I put the small end, because women are seen that a really good working end. Okay. Like achieving, 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 but without big vision. And that are really real life voices. So that are really people that I met and that told me, yeah, exactly, that's me. So one VP at a very international, well-known bank told me that. He did, oh yeah, my name is known. Everyone knows me, but I am unseen somehow. I am part of the furniture of the company, and nobody think about me when we go to promotion. So that is one case. Another case is that, okay, so I know, so okay, good. The other thing is that, so I already did the role I want, but nobody really saw it. And that is something that I see a lot with the uh, Corinne, can you mute yourself, please? Hmm, okay. So this reality about the fact that you did eventually the job that you want to have, but you did it without the title, and nobody really saw it. That is something that I see so many times, and that is where the perception gap sometimes is very cruel. Is that even we don't see that. Even we are not really aware about the fact that sometimes we over delivered, but we cannot see it. And if we are not aware about what we deliver and which level it is, so other people cannot be aware as well. So that is something that I see very often. Another one is every time there is a problem in the company, people come to me. So they trust me with problems, and I am the problem solver, but they never come with big opportunities. And that is something that I see, like when I see this sentence, I directly think about ex-colleague of mine. Then she has been in the same job for the last 20 years. I was the one that recruited her. She's still in the same position. She is such an asset for the company. She's the problem solver of the company, but no new opportunities. So that happened too. And the last one is like, I am too good, too relevant for the position I am in, so they don't want to move me. And if I ask to move, so they will say, no, 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 we need to keep you there because you are too important there. And then you are stuck there. So that happened too. Okay. So that is when you are stuck in the role, even if you are really good at it, but somehow, for some reason, you cannot go further. So how many of you have seen that already? And here again, you can put that in the chat. If you can recognize yourself in one of these scenario, or maybe recognize a colleague of yours. Okay. Yeah. Okay, Elizabeth. So you know all of them. Okay. Another thing that I found interesting, because in Germany they really try to make things better. So they put some quotas for supervisory boards, not the executive board, but the supervisory board. It's more board that is there to support the company. And therefore, there is 30% of women in these supervisory boards, which is great. And it works very well. So women are more seen there. However, they didn't put any kind of quotas for executive leadership, for the C levels. No quotas, and the ratio is still like to 12% in Germany, so really low. So that means that again, so women are more visible, women are eventually more present, but not in the crucial leadership, powerful roles, which is a pity because it has been proven that women are really good at that. And a company that have more executive leader, women executive leader in the top of the company perform far better. I think it's 31% or something like that. 21% better. Yes, and the important decisions are usually made at sea level. That's the thing. Yeah. So we are always not part of it. Or at least in Germany, it's like really like 11%, I think, or 12%. It's nothing. So we need to change that, ladies. And one first exercise I would like to suggest is for you to look at how you believe you are perceived right now in your job. So, what do you think people rely on you for? So, what are the kind of, don't know, problem you solve, the problem that lands on your desk, colleague come to you for what kind of problem? What are you known for today? If someone describe you when you are not in the room, how they would describe you? Would they describe you? Would they know that you exist? That would be a question. The most important question that I like is the third one. What leadership qualities are not associated with your name? If you want to go to next level has another part of leadership. And you kind of know the qualities that are required for this next level. What kind of qualities are not associated to your name, even maybe if you have them, but it's not visible yet. And how would more senior leaders describe you today? The leaders that would eventually give you the opportunity to move one step further, how they would speak about you or describe you. I give you 5 minutes, and then you can just think about it, try to find answer. If you don't find answer, it's okay. But it means that maybe you have to do a little bit of work about how people perceive you today at work. If you have a question, you can put that in the chat, and I give you 5 minutes. Rita, you should come back in Germany, so the weather is really nice, not like in your island. You still have like 2 minutes. If you are finished, you can put finish in the chat so that I know. Okay. You can share in the chat, Louise, Astrid, how is it for you to describe yourself? If it's easy, if you have the impression that you need to if you have the impression that you need to maybe to ask a little bit more or to reflect a little bit more, so tomorrow or next week at work. Mm-hmm. Yes, I think I think asking others. So usually in the coaching, what I suggest is to ask to like 5 colleagues, to ask colleagues or even friends to ask, okay, how you are perceived at work. Okay, easy, as I have a specific problem at hand. Okay, interesting. Okay. And the question is that your positioning right now, how you believe that people perceive you, or even how you perceive yourself in your situation at work, is it the positioning that helps you to go upward? Or do you have the impression that this positioning is not really helping you right now? That would be the question. Because what I have seen is that so many people um, are in a positioning that is not really helping. Okay, struggling with question 3. Yeah, that's the point as well. Something that wherever you struggle today is something that you can write down, because it's where eventually you need to search a little bit longer afterwards and to see, okay, if you are not sure about the leadership qualities that are associated or not associated to your names. Why is it so? Are you not sure about the qualities that are required for the job? Or you know exactly the qualities that are required, but you are not sure if they are perceived in your case at your workplace. And that gives you then one way to tell yourself, okay, how can I change that? How can I change this perception? If I am someone being very stable and very whatever happened, like having the calm to take decision quickly and the right decision, and if nobody can see that, how can I make that happen? That people are aware about my qualities, my strengths. That's something as well that we work a lot in my program, working about the strength and how we can use them and even how we can communicate them better. So that will be the first exercise, and it's all about perception, how you are now. Someone want to share about it? So to open the mic and to share or to have a question? No question, Louise?
I could share. So, first question, what do people rely on you for? I put it's mainly problem solving, supporting them, and getting the work done. And then what am I known for today? So if someone described me in a senior meeting, they would probably say something like she's funny, or she's got a sense of humor, she's got some good reporting skills, she's open to new things, and she's good at adapting to new situations. What leadership qualities I'm not I'm not associated with, I would think it's something around vision and strategy, and maybe also like tackling conflicts.
Okay.
I might be seen as more conflict averse. And then how would more senior leaders describe me today is probably more like something along the lines of being agreeable. persistent, good at problem solving, and delivering what I promise, so reliable in the end.
Okay. And do you think that the way you describe it today, so the perception that you have and you believe that people have about you, do you think that is helping you to get the next promotion, to go upward? Or do you have the impression that it might stop you?
It's like a rhetoric question. No, I'm pretty sure it's stopping me. I know that those are traits that I have, so I kind of know myself, but it's not all about me. It's not all how I want to be seen. Like,
Okay.
it's like there are things missing from that.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you for sharing, Louise. Yeah, so this kind of exercise is interesting, and I like the fact that okay, but even if I see myself this way, the perception that I believe that people have about me and I don't like them, I don't like it. So it gives you room for improvement, right? So to say, okay, I would like to go a little bit more in this direction. And it's not about changing who we are. It's more about being aware of how we can adapt a little bit, how we can show up a little bit differently what we eventually already are. Someone else would like to share? Rita?
Well, I can share it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the people rely on for me is the same as Louise, more about solving problems, getting any content, supporting anybody. What would seniors describe me in a meeting, having a lot of expertise, being not the most easiest person to talk to, and because they don't understand myself. And what leadership qualities I'm associated with, or what I'm missing, is more about managing people. That's
Okay.
but people don't mix. My colleagues, they would think about I'm really good at strategy, but somehow our managing directors don't see it that way.
Oh, okay,
Maybe they see
interesting.
it, but somehow they're more looking at the operational side at myself.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very interesting.
Yeah.
So, and there you see that the perception might be different between your colleagues and the upper level. Okay,
Yeah.
really interesting. Okay, thank you very much for sharing. Okay, so that is for the perception level. Now we can go to next level. Next level is more like the projection gap. So how we project ourselves. And I really like this one because it's something that I very often see that I have to correct that on the CV or LinkedIn of my clients. Okay, we need to see a little bit more about not what you do now, because as I said before, we have been taught to share all the things that we have done, all our capability to do things, the proof that we are good at what we do. So that's why we always speak about the past achievements, the completed projects, just like the proven track record. That is something we know how to do that. But we rarely share what we are able to create. Not only what we have done, but what we are able to create. So the future vision, the impact that we believe we can have on the company or the team or the project or whatever. The future leadership potential that we have inside of us. And men eventually have to do that a little bit less, or eventually they do that a little bit more spontaneously, because it's just the system making that happen. Now, what I suggest always is that, yes, it's important to show the track record, definitely. It's important to show that we can be operative, definitely, but then always thinking of adding a vision of it. Like, yes, but in the future, here is that the thing that I can create. That's the thing I am able to do for you and for the company. And what I would like to share on top, and that's why I found as well interesting what Louise you said, is because when we promote someone, it's not only about the competence, it's about the energy, it's about the hope, and the vision. It's about like if this person is going to be able to take the people in one direction. When we are leader, we need to inspire people to move with us. It happens that it seems that women are better than men to do that. We are better, I don't know, includer or better at sticking the team and driving the team in a direction than men generally. Okay. So we should be very confident about that. And then just like now really thinking about the vision that we have about our leadership concept and why we can create things and how we can create things. So what I see as well is that because we tend to be more operational, because we tend to be more in the I did that, I support that, I co-created that. So we can see that everywhere in our positioning. We can see that on our LinkedIn. We can see that in interviews. We can see that in meetings. We can see that in introductions, networking event, and so on. That we tend to not necessarily position ourselves the best way. We position ourselves more around support, delivery, problem solver, but not necessarily about the operative strategy. And that again is something that we can change. And it's what we are going to need even more now and in the future, because the world is changing with AI, with restructuring, with changing industries, with the green wave, and so on. And we cannot say, yeah, it's how I have done in the past. It's not enough anymore. People now want to be sure that you can solve problems in the future, and the way to solve problems in the future is going to be different than the way to solve problems in the past. We need to be really sure that the leader can adapt, can think strategically, can find new ways, can transform things, and can lead even if it's very uncertain. And then they have like this, like this serenity somehow. If we stay with like, yes, I have done that in the past, it's not enough. I have done that in the past and I can do that differently in the future. That is what we need to address, let's say. Okay. So another exercise I would like to share with you. You are all on LinkedIn, because I think that we are all more or less connected on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is great because LinkedIn is just one platform in order to see how we can project ourselves. And LinkedIn on top of that is the platform that people are going to see when you meet them live, when you meet them in a conference, when you meet them somewhere else. They are usually going to your LinkedIn profile and look at who you are. And if you don't have the right positioning, so they can perceive you as an executor, but not necessarily as a leader. And I would like us to have a look at that. Again, so 5 minutes, I would like you to look at your about session. And if you don't really have an about session, you can look at your first job description or experience, and try to look if the words that you use are more like executing words, supportive words. So I supported blah blah blah, I organized blah blah blah, I delivered blah blah blah. Look at that. You can even underline them and try to imagine how you could position that differently if you look at the future, like more strategic, more influential. Exactly the way I shared before. Before I said I was a sales rep. After that, I said that I developed the German market, which is completely different. And on the paper, I don't remember exactly what was written, but I know that I can remember that I wrote through really long period of time sales rep. So try to have a look at that and see how your LinkedIn is bringing you in the future projection and not only in the past achievement. And I'm going to give like 5 minutes. You can take your time. Because you can really use LinkedIn not only as your CV. So many people use LinkedIn as a CV, but it's really more than that. You can put your thoughts, your values, your vision about the future. And when you can do that on LinkedIn, it's easier to do that in real life or in discussion with people. Always think about the next role you would love to have and think, is your positioning right now on LinkedIn would help this next role or not. Still 1 minute left. Again, if you find that you are done, you can write it in the chat. Okay. For those who are done, so how do you find your LinkedIn profile? Do you think it supports really good your future position? So that would be 10 if you really find it supported completely. Or do you find that you really have to redo everything on your LinkedIn? That would be a 1. Where are you between 1 and 10? Okay, great. Great. Yes, I would suggest really like to try to improve that, even if you are not that much on LinkedIn, because it's a really good exercise to figure out what kind of wording you would like to use. And again, so LinkedIn is not a CV. It's part of it is for sure, but you can put that far more. You have the about session where you can really put what you find is important for you. Okay, great. Do someone would like to share about the LinkedIn? So what you just find out, if you want to share, I'm happy to hear. If not, it's okay. I did something. I put a prompt and I worked on a GPT, and I can give you the GPT. So I can give you even now in the chat. You can have it right away. So this GPT, you can put your LinkedIn profile, you can do picture of your LinkedIn profile. You put your LinkedIn profile in the GPT, and then you can ask the GPT to maybe rework your about session or to tell about the gap, the positioning gap, and so on. So the way I have done that is I asked the GPT to work how recruiters, executive search firm, sponsor, hiring manager would look at your CV. And then I asked the GPT to look at your blind spot, the weak signals, the positioning traps, the perception trap. This GPT is a little bit harsh, I must admit. So because I tested a lot, I tested that with my profile, with some profile that I know very well, and the GPT really challenge your profile. So if you use it, don't be afraid. It's going to be very critical. And the idea is like really use it, look at if you feel it's right, what the GPT says or not, and test it and challenge the GPT as well. As long as you challenge it, it's going to give you a better suggestion. I love the about session of the GPT, how he bring that together. So I will let it for free during a week, and after that I will cut it because it was a lot of work, to be honest. But I think it can help you to just look at the weak signals that eventually your profile might have in the about session, in the job description, and as well in the headlines. Because the headlines are interesting as well to work with. Okay? So that is for LinkedIn. Again, when you worked on your LinkedIn, it helps you to position yourself for so many different areas afterwards, like to do an elevator pitch, for instance. So I know that I speak that we speak about that a lot with my clients because at some moment we need to do elevator pitch, and working on your LinkedIn can help you to be better at that too. Okay, now we have the perception of today. We have the um, the positioning that we would like to have. There is still something missing, and it's the visibility. It's not because you are well perceived and that you position yourself that it's finished. Sometimes we need a little bit more of that. And even more if you really want to change your company, or if you want to completely change your job, you need to rework your visibility completely. Like as I started to use LinkedIn for my coaching business, my profile was an engineering profile. The people that I had in my connection, they were all engineers worldwide, but that really didn't really help me to start. So I really had to work on my visibility. So the idea to work on your visibility is to communicate your positioning, to communicate that as much as possible. And we need to do that. We need to do that because there is different ways to get the future job that we want to have. If it's in the same company, sometimes referrals and networking is enough. If it's not in the same company, sometimes we need referrals and networking. We need as well to go to recruiters. We need maybe to go to job boards. We need to use some other ways. And you see the statistics. The statistics are very high with networking and referrals. And we don't use that much because we don't know how to do that. Usually what we go is we do maybe agency and others, or we do job boards, okay? Some of us, sometimes we are a little bit more agile and we go to recruiters, but not that many people. So referrals and networking are really interesting. And I shared that in the last workshop is really like, I mean, I do the same. When I need someone to help me for my coaching, I don't go on LinkedIn and search for someone. I ask my friends, I ask my network and say, do you have someone who can help me for marketing, for positioning, for whatever? I always first ask my friends. And in industries, even in big industries, it's the same. Okay. So what happened as well is that usually women, we are less in the referrals and networking. We network less for our job. We are privately sometimes better connected than men, but professionally, we are usually less connected than men. And eventually, now we understood that it's nice to have mentors, but men have sponsors. And we have less sponsors than men. I think we have 15% less sponsor than men. And a sponsor is really cool. It's someone that drops your name in a room when you are not in the room. And we need to prepare that better. And how to do that is to prepare the corrida sentence. I know that some of you know about it. It's really like to try to be so clear about who you are and what you deliver. So when people are in the room and they hear about a problem, they say, "Oh, I know the person. I know the person that could help you with that." And I don't know, it is Astrid or it is Britta, because I know it's exactly the expertise that they have. Okay? And so that for them being able to do that, it needs to be very clear. I have in my environment people that I am in contact with for years, and I'm still not clear about what they do. That's not good. It's not a good sign. And some of them are entrepreneurs, and they try to explain me what they do, and I'm like, I'm still not sure to understand. And when people come to me and ask if I know someone, I cannot drop the name because I have no clue. I'm not sure. And so long I am not sure, I will not say their name. Okay? For some of them, I'm not sure if they are good, but what I know is what they do. And if someone asks me, I can say, well, I don't know if this person is good, but I know that this person does that. So, and I can give you the name, and then it's your work, okay? So really like try to find out your corridor sentence. Try to find out, it might be something as well like your elevator pitch, something that you are able to say in 1 minute or in 30 seconds. And when you find it, when you are clear about it, then spread the word. Go in the room where you know that the decision makers are, and speak about the problems that you love to solve, and be present. Usually I say, in order for you to start, is define one room. Right now, with some of my clients, what we are doing is that they look at their past colleagues to see where they are now, and then connect with the past colleagues in order to understand if they could drop their name somewhere. Or they go on LinkedIn, they connect with people, and then they start to understand, okay, what is the biggest problem right now in this industry? How can I be seen? How can I have the right corridor sentence? So they start to search. They start to be a detective and to do some noise. Okay. So my question for you would be, where should you go? In which room should you go to be seen for the next role that you would like to have? Who are the person you need to speak with? I give you 1-2 minutes to think about it. It might be LinkedIn network. It might be ex-colleague network. It might be alumni network. It might be some very specific fair. It might be some very specific network. Yeah. Try to figure out what kind of problem they are discussing right now. I am helping a startup right now. So they are not even startup, they are at the beginning of it in the biotech field. And they assume they know about the problems they want to solve. So never assume, always ask. So always like try to figure out, to have discussion with people, say what is the burning problem in this field right now? What is the burning problem in this position right now? And when you understand the burning problem, then it's easier for you to speak about the burning problem. So you can put on paper some words about where you can find these people, where you can be visible. Whom you should connect with or contact. If you have some ideas, so you can put in the chat, so it can give ideas as well to the others.
Christelle, I could share something, but I prefer to do it
Yes.
speaking instead of writing. But I can wait until everyone's finished.
Yeah, still 1 minute to think about it. Okay. Great. Are you finished? All of you? Yes? Elizabeth too? Great. So Louise, do you want to share?
Yeah, sure. So maybe just two sentences for you to better understand where I'm coming from. I'm currently I work in the procurement or in the procurement function, and I have some operational HR expertise and some formal HR training, and I want to move into compensation and benefits, so a strategic HR department. And well, I have all of that background and like data-driven decisions I've enabled and projects I've led and all that proof. I still have nothing in my CV that really says compensation and benefits, and that's kind of my problem to get into the room, basically, or that room. And then on LinkedIn there are obviously groups, like professional groups, like compensation and benefits, or for any kind, you always find groups, be procurement or compensation and benefits. And I participated in a webinar today that was about the new EU directive on pay transparency, and that's going to be a big issue for all the compensation and benefits departments and the total rewards departments. And so I just thought about that. I've already gained access to some of those compensation and benefits like groups on LinkedIn, and so I'm gonna just start positioning myself about this EU directive and how organizations can be future ready, like based on the information I got from the webinar, just to kind of start building that expertise that I am currently building, and some of it I have, some of it I'm building, but I want to project that more. So that's something that I want to do.
Okay, perfect. Do you know already how you want to project that? How do you want to be more visible around this topic?
Yeah, by posting about it, essentially. So by being, because I'm naturally not a very post active person on LinkedIn or like in comment sections or wherever. I'm sort of the typical woman that doesn't really like to put her opinion out there in case it gets criticized or smashed or whatever. And I'm trying to change that. So yeah.
Perfect. Posting is a great strategy, to be honest, for different reasons. The first one is that every time you post something, you think about it, and then you get better in sharing what you think. And it's like every time I do a workshop, and that's why I always do new workshop, because it's forced me to research more and to be more like to try to simplify what I think and so on. So doing posts is exactly the same. It helps you to see how people react to that, and it helps you to see if you have the right angle or not. So that's definitely one thing. Another thing is posting helps you as well to, when people come on your profile, then they see that you are active, and then directly can see how fit you are in this, and what are the things that you think. I do that even so sometimes. Usually my client, they don't really post when they know me, but some of them, they do it, and when they do it, I really look at the post, because that gives me a lot of information about what they think. And how they see the world, and it can push your profile, definitely. When you post, your profile is pushed, so many people see it, and it might be just one way to get more visibility. It helps you to get more expertise, and it helps you to get more visibility at the same time. Another thing that you can do is that these people that are in this group, you can connect with them, and you can start to chat with them and to see what they really are using, or how they started to be in this field of the HR, if you really need to have all the qualification you think you need, and so on. So that would be as well something interesting. That's one way to get more insight of people already working there. And one way to get more visible as well, maybe they have some post opening or stuff like that. So that can help too. So posting is definitely one great way.
And Christelle, if I may add, the thing you say about connecting with people, because I was really initially very hesitant about that, because I kind of felt bad for like taking their time or like sending their connection request, even though I'm not like the professional in that field yet. But what I found is, I mean, either they don't reply if they're too busy, and then okay, well, then they don't. And if they reply, they're usually very, very helpful. And I talked to a compensation and benefits specialist just this week, for example, and she explained a lot and gave me a lot of information. She was really nice, and it just the human connection cannot be underestimated. And you never know like what all these connections are going to lead to. So I think the more you spread yourself and spread your connections, the more it will help you, and the more nice people you might meet on the way, even if they don't
Indeed.
help you with anything.
Indeed, there is so many nice people out there. So I know that the first time I started this strategy, I was so surprised how people want to help. And I know that two clients of mine, they are doing that right now. So reaching out massively in order to get the information and to be clearer about what is the biggest problem and so on. And then one told me like, oh my God, I just met a lady. She was so nice. And it gives just hope that, you know, humanity is still very present, and it's just really nice. We are not alone looking at solutions and so on. So definitely, I always would suggest go get, and LinkedIn it's for that. Facebook, Instagram is a little bit different. It might be more private and so on, but LinkedIn is really the platform where people, professional people, connect together. So if people on LinkedIn, they don't want to be asked about professional things, well, why are they on LinkedIn? Because it's really done for that. It's LinkedIn, it's connection. It's all about connection. So definitely, yes, do so. I would only encourage that. Okay. So for the others, do you have like something you would like to share about visibility? All good? Yeah? Okay, great. So that is just an example as well of a client of mine. We didn't use LinkedIn in her case. We used a company because she wanted to be up in the hierarchy in her company. And it's typical, and I have that right now as well, like she wanted to be, you know, to sit at the table where the decisions are taken, but she thought she was not a good leader. She was not enough. She was not a German native speaker, which is a problem in the company because as a leader, she thought she would have to be perfect about that. She was really what I call a grau mouse, like really like a gray, like so even a voice or the way she moved, it was like, I don't want to make too much noise. And she was completely invisible in the company. So we started to look at that, how she can be more visible. Inside of a company, you have so many possibilities. Like in her case, she decided to reach out to some leaders and just to have lunch with them or coffee with them, and then to ask to start to ask questions. She decided as well to take more projects and to take more presentation, to be the one presenting and not the one supporting the presentation, because it's exactly what she did before. She kind of did the slides, but someone else did the presentation. So she shifted that. So she started to present, and it went so well that she told me at some time, okay, we need to stop that because I'm really too much seen now. Everybody knows me, and even in the company we have done like a company video, and they asked me to be in the company video. So now everybody knows my name. So okay, it's working. And indeed, so she got a new job, and now she sits at the table. She is in the Vorstand, and she's there, which was like 2 years ago. She told me, I want to go there, but I cannot imagine it's possible. Okay. So it takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of courage, but it's doable. Okay. So it's almost the end. There is only one thing that should stick in your mind, and it's that. The only question is, when leaders think about the future, when leader thinks about the future of the company, does your name naturally appear in the conversation? If yes, done. Well done. Well done. Your job is done. If not, how can you change that? In the organization you want to be in the future, in the role you want to be in the future, how can you make that your name will appear somehow? That's almost the only question that you can ask yourself. And now, every time you put something on your CV, on your LinkedIn, on your cover letter, always think about, does this sentence, does this word support the vision that I want to give to myself, support the projection of me as the future leader that I want to be? Am I doing things exactly the way that the future me would do? Always project yourself in the future and act as you would have already the job, and it helps. Your next step. Because a workshop is nice, but it's not enough. So I want you to move. I want you tomorrow, this evening, next week, to move and to do something about what you said at the beginning. So you were curious, you want maybe a new position, a new job, a new visibility. So now it's time to do something about it. The first thing is like get clear. Get clear of how you are perceived. Get clear about how you want to position yourself, how you want to be perceived as a leader, not as executant. If you can define your corridor sentence, how you want people to speak about you when you are not in the room. Because if you are clear, people can be clear. If you are not clear, people cannot be clear for you. So that's really the first thing. If you want to be clearer as well as about your business, because some of you have a business or a side business, exactly the same. Usually, people are not clear enough about the problem they solve, the expertise they have, the results they give, and the benefit. There is two difference between the results and the benefit. The results is, okay, I got that, but that, how it benefits the company or the person. And when you are clear about that, it's really easier for you to shine and to be seen and to be in demand, to be the person, the go-to person for this problem. So first action, get clear. The second action is be intentional. When you are clear, it's good. Now you have to spread your message and find for next week one place where you know you will find the right conversation, when you can spread your message. where decision makers for wherever you want to go or to be are there and can discuss with you. And for those of you that are advanced, like Louise, you are already reaching out and so on, then I would say action 3, take massive actions. Do. Sometimes I even suggest like depending of the profile, depending of, it's like 20 new connection per day or 20 outreach. Like outreach to our ex-colleague, to people that are in the field that where we would like to be, in order to go faster and to have this momentum. Because if you do massive actions, you can position yourself quicker, you can try it, you can adjust it, you can see if it resonates or not, you can see if your project or your next step is the right one quicker, so you don't lose time. It has nothing to do with perfection. We don't care. So it's really like just like starting, just do. Okay, so how many of you can put in the chats, like you can put a yes if you are ready to do actions next week or tomorrow, even tomorrow. Yes. And if you are ready to do actions, Tanya, yes, yes, with a big smile. What kind of action do you want to do? Is it clear already for you? Yeah, I love that. Putting a list is just great. It's the first step that's really great because when we have the list, so first of all, doing a list is really not a problem. We are just doing the list. That's it. So doing a list is not putting ourselves in danger. It's just a list of names. That's fine. And when the list is there, so it's really easier to go through the names and to do the massive action without procrastination. So perfect for that, doing the list. Think about the career vision. Yes. Speaking about the leadership style, qualities, definitely. Yeah, you need the networking platform. Exactly, in the companies. So big companies have that. And Tanya, your company have a very nice one. Britta, career and future is difficult. Maybe I should start with 3. Yes, start. Whatever it is, the start. It's a good idea. Connect with people. They can give you ideas. Perfect. Okay, for those that want to be helped, so I'm going to share very quickly how I work and what we do in the MPC. So it's what Louise shared at the beginning, that she was in the MPC. So MPC is that. So I shared before that when we want to go in a leadership role, it's not only about our capability, it's not only about our competencies and so on, but it's as well about our energy. And usually it's the first thing that we work about being focused, being energized, and having a vision about our life and our career. That's very important because it gives us a little bit more of energy and a different kind of aura. Then we look at how unique you are. So it's really what, I don't remember who shared that. Elizabeth, leadership style, quality, passion, skills, the strength. Usually we don't know about our strengths. We work a lot about that. It's really looking at how you are different and why you are. When you go to an interview or you do something, you can differentiate yourself from others. Then we create ways to find out what we really want for those that are not sure yet. And we validate the market. Validation of the market, there is so many ways to do that. One way is indeed reaching out. And the last part is when we are sure about what we want and we are sure that it's doable, then it's really like taking massive action to be visible, to take action, to get the job or to get the business we want to have, and for sure to negotiate. At some point, we need to negotiate some stuff, right? So I have a few spots available. So if you are interested, you just connect with me and we see if it's a good fit or not. Okay. So we still have a little bit of time. So I would love to hear if you still have questions, burning questions that this workshop didn't answer. And yes, who have questions? No questions? Okay. Then I would love to have your takeaway. What is your biggest takeaway of this session today? What do you take with you? And say, okay, that was interesting. That was a aha moment.
I can kick it off. In my case, the takeaway is that I actually was very positively surprised to go through the way I've done my profile, which has been many, many, many years ago, the last time I updated my LinkedIn profile. And the takeaway is it served me great back then, but it does need definitely update because now the situation is changing with me. And yeah, it gave me really positive kick right now to realize that already back then, many years ago, I had a forward-looking strategy how to present myself. So now, definitely, with the help I'm receiving, the professional help I'm actually receiving, and the work I'm doing, I'm absolutely sure I'll be able to navigate it to exactly where I want it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure too. I know you're active. Okay. Thank you very much, Liliana.
My pleasure.
In the chat, I see, and I love that. Indeed, it's not that you have to position yourself not for the next job and not from the last job. And I agree with that. And I think it's the biggest mistake that we do. Definitely. Creating a future picture of me and my future position, the transformation in the future. Yeah. What I usually say is like really like try to figure out, so what is the future you? Usually we say, okay, in the future life, my future life is going to be like that. And in my future life, it's going to be my future you or my future me. But we can already be the future me so that we create the future life quicker. Okay. Perfect. Some other takeaway?
Yeah, I can go to.
Yes, please.
Participants of the program already were more inclined to speak. Something that I realized clearly in this workshop, but also a bit was in the back of my head before, is that we it's really important, what the others said as well, that you have to have a picture of your future you, instead of kind of outsourcing to other people that they discover like what's inside of you. So you can't rely on others to see the value. You have to see it yourself and then project it outwards. Yeah, that would be it.
Yes, and I fully agree with you. And you have to actively project it out of you because, like the study case that I just showed, like with this person that came to me 2 years ago in coaching and wanting to have this one job, but thinking it's out of reach for me. She told me that she was looking for a sponsor. Also, she was actively looking for a sponsor. But the why she was looking for a sponsor, it was not that this person opened the door for her, but it was that this person should give her the permission to apply because she was so insecure herself that she just was asking for permission. And that's not the right way to do that. And I see that so often with us ladies that we are still asking for permission. And if the others give us the permission to accede to the job, okay, we are full in. But if they don't open the door for us, we are not really ready to push that. And I think it's exactly what we should do. So, like, we project ourselves, we want to go there, and then we share the message. And then we get there because there is no reason not to have it. But we need to be very clear about that. And it's really all about ownership and leadership, first with ourselves, and after we can lead others as well. And men, they do that all the time, right? So there's like this very well-known statistic that men, if they are only 60% ready to get the job, they apply. They don't care. They just apply. They say, okay, with a little bit of chance, I'm going to get there. Women, we need to be 100% sure that we can already do the job, which is really not very clever because if it's a next position, how can we be so good that we already know everything for the next position? So we need to address that. Is like, it's okay. Maybe I can do only 60% like the other guys. It's normal. So it's the next position. So, and it's what we don't do. And I hear that all the time. It's like, yeah, I don't know if I should apply because this one line, I cannot do it. And who cares about this one line? So just apply. So yeah, definitely. So we should have like our vision and just go for it without asking for permissions. Thank you, Louise. I'm getting passionate about that when I when I hear that. Okay. Elizabeth, do you want to share something?
Yeah, I had kind of had the same experience that you create the future picture of yourself and just take it from there. I think that's really interesting. I'm usually not that person that, has these goals 3 months in advance and how do you see yourself in 1 year and in 5 year. And I always thought this was, not for me or something like that. But now I'm a bit older than I was before. And I think that's definitely something to consider and to work from there. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be? And who do you want to be? I have a daughter now, so who do I want her to see? And yeah, that
Yes,
was
exactly.
that was really cool, and also seeing how to change my CV. Actually, I'm going to make some changes there in wording and not just telling people what I do or but really saying this is the impact that I made. And not yet sure about the wording, but I'm sure that will come in due time.
Yes, exactly. You can use as well the GPT that I shared. It can eventually help. Yes. So, and indeed, so maybe not necessarily have like very fixed goals. So, I mean, it's very good to have fixed goal too. But about the future you, it can be only like the kind of leader you want to be, the how you want to show up, the kind of aura you want to have, the kind of conflict or not conflict you want to go in, because some of them are really healthy and they should be done as a leader. We should go there, and some of them it's the contrary. We should like take it easy and they, okay, that's not my battle. But yes, just like having that in mind just help us to define that better, and then to get another perception of ourselves and then others of ourselves. Definitely love that. Okay, I would suggest for all of you, if you want, is to connect each other. You can put your LinkedIn profile in the chat, then you can connect with each other, and it might be one way as well to maybe continue to be in connection, to see if you do your actions, I don't know, next week and so on. So I give you a few minutes to connect there, and then I will say we can call it finished for today.
I have a question, or last
Yes.
question, if I may.
You may.
And so because I kind of or brought apart LinkedIn back to life, or trying to bring it back to life, which is the recommendation section. And I don't know if you have any experience, like all of you, if any of you has any experience with that, because I only have like recommendations from like way back when I started working, and it kind of I think it just dropped off of my radar for some time, and now I've started reaching out to like former managers or colleagues and asking them to write a recommendation for me, because I think it's often, or my rationale was behind it, that people like to be like secure, and when they hear someone else say, oh, I like this person, I know I worked with her and she's great or he's great, and that kind of gives them maybe more confidence in the profile as well.
Definitely. So I don't know how many recommendation I have now. I lost a little bit track of it, but I do have like recommendation as I was still like an engineer, of colleagues of mine or clients of mine or partners of mine, and I have a recommendation of actual client or partner, depending. There is two ways as well to ask for the recommendation. So some of your connection maybe don't know you anymore as expert in whatever, but they know your character. They know the person. And that might be a recommendation on your personality. And another way is like recommendation on, yes, your expertise. And even if it's an expertise you want to quit, like having people saying something nice about you, that's really nice too. Definitely. So both are important. Yeah. Really, like try to go back to all the position you had, and then to ask one colleague to give a recommendation. Thank you, Tanya, for your tip about this platform, the Bunton e-career platform. I don't know about it. I'm going to have a look at it too.
So maybe I can explain a little bit about.
Yes.
Bunton is a career platform built up for women.
Yeah.
And with this platform, you can apply and be part of it, and put in your CV, for example. And the companies which are connected to this platform, they just see the platform, and if they have the CV but not the name of the persons behind it, so the women are in a kind of anonymous situation, and they can decide if they are interested in a position which the companies are which are open in the company, for example.
Okay.
So it's a kind of advantage in being in the position that you can select whatever you want, and the companies don't know you in the first step, and then further on you can get in contact if you are interested. But it's the decision of the women and not of the companies. So and this promotes. It helps to promote, and it's made especially for executive positions. So it's very interesting, I think.
Okay. And is it more European? Is it more worldwide?
It's they are now it's worldwide, but it's now focused in Germany, but in all Europe, I would say. So
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Okay. Do you want, Tanya, do you want to share one takeaway of this session before we just like
The
finish the
takeaway
round?
for me, obviously what everybody before me already said. So it's also to just draw this or create this future picture of myself, and to bring me to transform myself in how in the position how I would how in the to build a picture how I will be when I'm the leader, or when I will get the position which
Yes.
I'm interested for. So that's very interesting, and this I think will change tremendously how to write, or how to describe myself, and how to write my CV, for example, or my
Perfect.
LinkedIn profile. Yes, that's absolutely fantastic tip, and of course just to do these things, and just not dare to do it, but just do it.
Yes, exactly. But so for me, it's really I like it, like the fact to dream about my future self, and like the better version of myself is something that is somehow nice to do, and so at least for me, and then to try just to live this vision, like every day, to be more like this future leader that I want to be. Okay, great. So everyone, I wish you a lot of success. So first of all, a nice weekend, and then a lot of success. And tomorrow, I think tomorrow the recording is going to be on the platform. You will receive an email, and with that, I'm going to share as well like this Gender Equality Index 2025, so you can have a look at it. And the idea is really like, yes, there is some bias of the market regarding women, at least when we are in the main market, but please, so don't take that as a disadvantage. I do believe that the leadership of tomorrow is going to be more a feminine leadership. And it's written that we are really good leaders. We are really good leader. So just, we should go out there and then take our place as leader. Right? What we should already have. Okay, I wish you a nice evening and see you soon, all of you.
Yay.
Bye.
Same to you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. See you.
Bye.